What's good, Vision Gang? You already know what it is. This is your boy, DaVizion, and I'm back again with another MMA reaction, y'all. So today, I got the Brothers the UFC Sacrificed, Nate and Nick Diaz Documentary by none other than Patrick Gavia. Y'all know how Patrick Gavia come with the heat. And I just reacted to Nate and Nick Diaz individually last week, so I thought, why not just do this documentary right now, y'all? Because those two, they're fresh in my mind, and I like what I know about them so far. They're from Stockton, California. They from the hood, and they honestly, they real relatable, to me at least. I know a lot of folks that remind me of Nate and Nick. They're some real badasses, some tough guys for real, not just acting like it. They really are. Like, these dudes who will fight anybody. They're not afraid to get cut, get beaten. They some real soldiers in that octagon, and I really respect them. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm trying to figure out how the UFC screwed Nate and Nick. I know how they got Nick with the drug stuff, and they tried to suspend him for a real long time, but I'm not really familiar with what they did to Nate necessarily. So let's go ahead and find out.
There's only one way to describe the Diaz brothers.
Badasses.
Savage gangster.
Oh yeah.
Gangster.
Oh yeah.
Even gangsters can hide dark tragedies.
You guys already know what it is. Real G's come from California, America, motherfucker.
It's more places that got real G's than just that. Hey, I'm fucking with these graphics. It's pretty cool. The editing on Patrick's videos is just like up here. Everybody else is down here. Patrick Gavia is up here with the edits.
Started with a fight.
For sure.
He was supposed to lose.
The history of Nick Diaz started with Robbie
Just
Lawler.
the way the videos are put together.
This dark
very
destroyer.
professional. You would see this stuff on like
he was a spooky dude.
TV.
He was flatlining people.
I know you're not a KO guy, but you know I don't know.
How do you know that?
Oh, that's what it says.
Oh,
maybe you're gonna prove everyone wrong.
Well, how do you feel against Robbie Lawler? How do you feel? I feel like I'm gonna get out of me.
Born in Stockton, California, his first fight came at the tender age of 17.
The first thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie, goes, "Stockton, motherfucker, Stockton!" And Robbie's like, "What the fuck is he talking
was just
about?
talking
What does that even mean?"
shit.
They'd never seen anything like that.
Aggression.
Nick took that shit talking to DEFCON 5. It's on! The entire time the fight is going on, like, "What, bitch? What we doing, bitch? What we doing, bitch?" And then he'd hit him. "Oh, bitch, I just stung you, bitch." And he'd be popping him.
Hey, I'd have been there, man.
Didn't talk back to him, but you
I gotta tell my story now, man. I gotta tell my fucking story. So, y'all, I done been there a little bit, y'all. Of course, y'all can see I've been a big basketball fan my whole life. And once you get to certain levels, you realize, hey, you really might not be as talented as some of these other guys. You gotta find other ways to be good. So, me, for example, I'm kind of tall, 6'2", not a small guy. So I'm playing down in the post a lot, especially in high school and stuff. And sometimes when I'm outmatched, I had to use my mouth. I used to get under people's skin, get them in foul trouble, get them on the bad side of the ref. I used to do whatever it takes. I'll talk all that shit. Like, I had referees warning me like all the time, watch your mouth. We're gonna give you a tech if you keep it up. Always having to shut up. I like that. I really like that. It's just a mental thing. Like, it's just, you play mental mind games when you feel like you're outmatched, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, and you might look stupid, but when it does work, you look like a genius.
Robbie might be fighting off one of you,
Knock him
Talking shit,
out.
fearing for your life, getting into fights. That's just another day in Stockton, California.
Yeah.
It's not a place you go if you have dreams. Like, Stockton, California is a place, where your dreams die.
So there is no opportunity there.
Danny be fixing drugs in your backyard and your yard too. We see people all throwing up all over the place around here.
Oh, that's gross, man. That's fucking gross. And the fact they picked that up with their bare hands is gross.
Afford to feed us and really. So I had to put food on the table at like 12 years old, 11 years old. I had to sell crack. You feel what I'm saying?
It's the unfortunate truth, man.
We doing so we want to do it too.
You know, everybody else's parents were like selling dope. They were going to school with nice clothes. I was like, what? And my mom's like working 8-hour days at a restaurant for 30 years.
Mom, say hi.
Hi.
You're a single mom?
Single mom.
Where was your dad?
My dad wasn't around like that, you know what I mean? It's not like I had guidance, you know what I mean? Like, my mom put me in swimming, and my grandfather's a track coach. I go running all the time around my neighborhood, out of the bad neighborhood and into a good neighborhood.
Running down the road at 2 in the morning, like middle of the night, all of a sudden you drive by in your car and see some kid out running.
Everybody be like, "Hey, there goes your brother,"
working out all the time. What's his problem? You know, I'm like, I don't know. That's what he likes to do.
It's just the way he was.
He was running at
Nick
2
was Nick,
a.m.
and Nick was going to do what he was going to do. And if he felt like doing that at that moment, that's what he was going to do.
It's hard to wake up in the morning and see my brother run out the door and not just hopping up and following the lead, you know?
And Nick, more than anything else, was a big brother / father figure for Nate.
Nick has always been the older brother leader that took Nate on this path, on this journey.
Hey, I wouldn't call any of us troublemakers growing up. Sometimes trouble would find you.
More often than not, trouble found Nick.
So people have always kind of looked at me and wanted to fight me, or thought they could fight me or beat me or something. Like, ever since as long as I can remember. I was never like picking on people or anything like that. It was more the other way around. I was insecure. I was broke.
He was always told he's not going to make it. He was always told you don't belong here and you're not one of these rich kids.
High school was hard time. High school was hard time.
People carrying guns just to protect themselves. People carrying guns just to act hard.
And you don't know if you're gonna get shot or stabbed or jumped at school, because that's what happens to everybody else. You know, I had a lot of anxiety just like before fights, you know. I gotta go to school and fight.
An ass whooping was coming my way, but I needed to come out on top. I needed to do something for me, for my family, for my brother.
The bullying, the picking, did that happen to you as a kid, and is that why you don't tolerate it? Okay.
Hell no.
That never happened to you?
No, I had a big brother, man.
What happened was, you know, I'd end up in these confrontations all the time because...
There was a girl, Stephanie.
I was dating this girl, her boyfriend before me, he's friends with all the gangsters on the football team, so, you know. And I'd be like, hey, you. You know what I mean? I just got in fights with them.
I focused my high school years worried about what Stephanie and her friends would think if I lost a fight to her ex-boyfriend and football friends.
I started training jiu-jitsu when I was 16 years old.
Well, when he first came in, I just saw some potential with this kid, and usually you don't see potential right away.
I asked him, I said, hey, aren't you supposed to be in school? And he goes, I'd rather come here and train.
He was like, I ain't going to school no more. He was like 15 years old.
He was in there all day.
And then I started having real confidence.
It was something that he could do his way.
And as Nick tries to stay out of trouble, Nate dives right into it.
In high school, I was hanging out with people. So Nate dove right into it.
Gangs were trying to recruit him because he had a reputation of being tough. My brother was getting into gang fights and fights on the street. I got stabbed.
Well, he said, Steve, I need to get my brother. My brother's hanging around with the wrong crowd. I don't want my brother getting involved in gangs.
Nate jumped in head first to that journey. He said, that's what my brother's doing, and that's what I'm gonna do.
We'd go to Blockbuster, and he would rent all the UFCs, and we'd watch them all.
He's put me on paths and directions that I didn't even know that he was putting me on, you know? Nick's been my fearless leader, man, you know?
Before I ever had my first pro fight,
he was being a leader unconsciously. Like he was just doing what he needed to do without actually stating anything. That's a big brother thing. It's a big brother move right there.
A friend had a party at his house. The night before, Stephanie had told me she loved me. After the party, there was a wreck on the freeway. I jumped the fence and saw only one car and ambulances. Stephanie had walked and killed herself on the freeway. The girl I loved more than anything had tried to kill herself for the third time and succeeded. After that, I was grown up. It was all over. I wasn't a kid anymore. I won my first fight in the first round with a choke, and all I could think about was her. Wow. I would run 7 miles and back to her grave just to promise her I would make it as a fighter. Like she knew.
14 fucking miles.
She was proud of me.
Jeez. I sacrificed a lot, you know, I ended up losing a lot.
The fuck?
And like, it really takes its toll. And
so when they talk about unlimited cardio, that's real, man. Wow.
It felt good to see my brother.
But this is sad though. This is real sad though. Man, I couldn't imagine going through that at that young age. Couldn't imagine going through it now. So definitely not at that young age. Ooh, armbar. Got him.
My name is Nick Diaz. I live in Stockton, California. Trained mixed martial arts since I was about 16. That's how I make a living now. Jude Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, and professional boxing.
Everywhere I thought, everything he did, if he ran, I ran. If I didn't push it, he didn't push it, I didn't push it. If he whipped ass, I whipped ass. Whatever happened, happened.
Body and head, a brilliant performance.
Yeah, real quick, please. I'd like to dedicate this performance tonight, this whole night, and everything to a few friends of mine that passed away. First off, a special girl, very special girl in my life, named Stephanie Wise, and my friend Tony Booth, all from Stockton.
And as he enters the UFC, Nick finds himself facing the same challenges he tried to escape.
Hi, Nick. How you feel?
Hi, I feel good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Great. Then they put these cameras on me. I'm sitting here waiting to fight, and then I'm back in high school.
He was the exact same kid. He doesn't make eye contact, talks very slow and deliberate, takes a breath between words.
It's a mess, and you're like, oh, I want to show you the camera, I want to show you the camera. I'm like, take the camera out of my face already.
When you ask me why he gets upset, it's his inability to express himself verbally.
Did you get hurt though? I mean, I know you do have cuts and stuff, but I mean, are you actually
What happens from fighting, you know? You get punched. No, I'm just ready to go home and eat, you know what I'm saying? The quicker I get through these days here, the quicker I get to go home.
And the tension between Nick and the UFC starts ramping up.
When you're in the UFC, there's certain things that you have to do, have to promote this fight.
Nick doesn't train and fight to get people's approval. Nick does it to survive because he knows this is his one shot.
Okay. Nick Diaz was a no-show.
So he don't like the media stuff.
I haven't talked to him again. He hasn't returned my call.
That's tough because a lot of athletes don't like the media stuff and get in a lot of trouble, get a lot of scrutiny behind their name over this media stuff. So I feel his pain, man. I don't got no problems talking and stuff, but I know people who do, and if you just take the time to like talk to those people, like being really introverted or just not being very outgoing, and then being forced to do it, it's got to be tough, man. Like no one wants to get forced to do things that they're not comfortable doing, even though it does grow you up fast though, but still, man, it's crazy.
History of missing appointments like this, like
it's hard for me to show up in the middle of training, go back and forth.
all I asked this kid to do is play the game this much.
You know, all this negativity towards me, they're not coming from where I'm from, you know.
Why is there a segment of the population that misunderstands you, potentially doesn't like you?
I'd say, I guess not a good influence, a great role model. My brother's the most important thing to me, more important than anything. In order to love fighting, I have to hate it. There's no love in this without hate. And if you ain't there to where you hate it, then good luck trying to love this shit.
And while Nick gets the stick from the UFC, Nate gets the carrot.
I was 21 years old, and I just smoked through these fools, choked them all.
Fuck you, bitch. What? You want to fight in the house? Go. Yeah, motherfucker. Down the house. Yo.
They just have that Stockton just confidence. Those guys are fucking animals. I will buy their pay-per-view every single time they fight, no matter what.
I think a lot of that unstoppable will, though, comes from him doing triathlons.
And on top of that, black belt jiu-jitsu skills, really good wrestling takedown defense, fucking chin made of iron, and an unstoppable will.
It's Nick Diaz Documentary. No one can top this man right here.
How do you think Nate got such that star power? He legitimately doesn't give a fuck. He smokes weed all the time. People love it.
Yeah, when you got that don't give a fuck attitude, it's addictive. It's catchy.
I'm so proud of you, kid. That was awesome. It's like the machine. The machine. You know what I'm saying? Dana White's flying me out like, hey, come on, let's play poker and do this and that. I'm just a kid. He takes me to play poker. I don't know how to play no poker. So now I realize, like, oh, it was my time. He was like,
getting me, this is our guy. We just don't want to tell nobody this is our guy or why, because then his value goes up and then he gets what he wants. And we don't want to give him what he wants. We want.
I was too young and I didn't know nothing about none of that. So I had to learn that from experience. Now I know that. I'm like, okay, so I missed that boat.
But the machine was already at work on another play.
What you're thinking right now? I see you walking around, you've been screaming George. What's on your mind right now?
I don't think George is hurt. I think he's scared.
So he called out the GOAT GSP.
Where you at, George?
Okay.
George St. Pierre flipped out tonight. You're gonna think I'm full of shit, but this is the truth. I quote, he's the most disrespectful human being I've ever met.
You've said that Nick was disrespectful and that you really wanted to beat him, so...
And I'm gonna put the worst beating you've ever seen on him in the UFC.
I don't believe Nick Diaz is a bad human being. That's not what I said.
Is what George St. Pierre said.
Nick is not crazy. Nick is a very, very smart guy.
George St. Pierre is a very nice guy.
He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And
You see the UFC and the poster making me this ugly 209 villain, and like I'm the...
Motherfucker, you laugh my way, it's finished. Wait for me to come back in a year and I'll fucking...
I gotta be the bad guy. You gonna point the finger Make me the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Now I get to fight.
I'm a bad guy. I'm a violent person, and I'm a.
I am so much. I hope he will win this fight. So I'll fight him again.
He starts talking shit, going like, okay, Nick Diaz is a bad guy.
They ate it right up, and it was bullshit, and it was poison.
I didn't remember said that. They put on the promo. Like, it's the promo. That's why we're gonna make money on Saturday, man. That's what sells.
George likes to say I remind him of the bullies that picked on him growing up, or they had to deal with. You know, I want to say, like, how many times did someone put a gun to your head? How many kids put gum in your hair growing up? Like, should I go further back? I mean, we have to deal with these things.
Do you really think I'm afraid of you?
Hey, that's fine. Okay, no, I don't.
You think I'm afraid of you, man? Are you crazy in your head, man? I'm not scared of you. You'll see Saturday if I'm scared of you.
All right. Why are you mad, bro? Because you're full of shit and everybody knows it?
In my opinion, there's something wrong with this sport right now. And if the fans were educated enough to understand, then they would know that they're educated on what's been marketed to them. Just like any company does. Just like any foods, they market and they advertise.
They're selling y'all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up. George here is selling you wolf tickets. Dana here is selling you wolf tickets. The UFC is selling you wolf tickets.
And I don't think George is a bad guy. I don't. I think he's a good guy.
Somebody explain what that term means.
I think he's a nice guy.
Not quite sure.
By unanimous decision, Lagano, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Russ St.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say something to Nick. Nick Diaz is a good guy, and please give him a hands up for Nick Diaz, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Things would only get worse from there.
It's my understanding that you're a UFC fighter, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you have reasonable cause to believe that you are going to be subject to criminal prosecution?
This guy's smoking pot. He's not doing meth.
Did you consume marijuana?
Fifth Amendment.
And did you not?
Fifth Amendment. It's not like he's doing steroids.
The steroid, y'all should be focused on that, like enhancement of the fighter.
They look at marijuana as a painkiller.
So if I took an Advil before the fight,
You can't do it. You can't even take a sleeping pill before the fight.
Did you not attend that pre-fight drug testing because you knew you were going to fail?
Fifth Amendment.
Was that a true statement?
Fifth Amendment.
Was that a false statement?
Fifth Amendment.
So somebody with the knowledge, let me know. You can't take an Advil before the fight. What type of competitive advantage would taking a ibuprofen before a fight give a fighter? I cannot think of any reason that would give you a competitive advantage. It's not going to stop the pain on the outside from punches. It's literally not going to me, it's not going to stop anything. Like, if I'm going to tap, if I'm going to get finished, I'm going to get finished. If I'm going to lose by decision, I'm probably still going to lose by decision. So somebody explain to me, like, what's the logic behind painkillers being banned before fights? There's got to be a good reasoning for it, but somebody let me know if you know.
The other thing is this. You have to not smoke marijuana for 24 hours.
That's it?
Yeah, he fights.
Yeah, 24 hours is wild.
So you can't stay off
marijuana Nick, come here, goddamn.
for 24 hours for 3 days a year.
I'm pretty pissed off.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
like
I got into the sport, like this exact reason of being stuck in a room like that with people like that.
Do you read English?
Fifth Amendment.
Do you understand English?
Fifth Amendment.
It doesn't even make sense. It's crazy.
Damn, Nick, it's hard to be your attorney now, Nick.
What it all boils down to is Nick Diaz doesn't give a fuck.
As he should.
The Nevada State Athletic Commission fined Nick for $165K.
Shit, $165K?
He has to sit out for 5 years. My brother's got a fight coming up. My brother's, are you going to tell me I can't even go and corner my brother? He's going in there to fight for his life. I can't even go stand next to him.
He said, I'm just upset I can't be there for my brother right now since he's going to be fighting soon.
I can't even go and help my little brother. And it's like, you know, I'm like, y'all can get knocked the fuck out.
It's my bad he even got into this sport and he gets his face kicked in and they don't even pay him. I got us in this, and if I don't make any money, I don't have any way to get us out. So he felt responsibility for you. Had you ever heard that before?
It's all good though. So I signed up. I'm the one who came. long as he's I just don't like hearing him not happy.
Nate doesn't know it yet, but his life's about to change.
Fuck that. Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm gonna fight your fucking ass.
The main thing to succeed in this game is to either
enter
be me,
the main villain
me.
in this story.
It's peanuts.
Or you can call him the hero. I mean, you let Nate make a lot of money, probably.
People love Nate Diaz too.
When everybody's been pumping this dude up, I thought everybody saw what I saw. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
My socks were worth more than your whole suit you had on, you little bum. You broke.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck either. I don't give a fuck either.
You little twerp. I could buy and sell you 100 times over.
Nate, your thoughts on Conor taking a swing at you?
Rich kids shouldn't fight ever. Real people fight. Real fighters fight, not rich kids.
I'll gut you like a fish. I'll ride into Stockton and
said I'll gut you like a fish.
Snitches in Stockton.
He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood. He makes gun signs with the right hand and animal balloons with the left hand.
I'm just looking at your little frame.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of an injured gazelle.
Right. No one knows what gazelle is anyway. It's America. Get it right.
I'm going to talk about money because we are the business network.
He said it's America.
From here,
Get it right.
You can bounce. take a coffee break, Nate. And by coffee break, I mean bring me my coffee.
No. They want you to give us a quick count to 10, both of you gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
Nate can only count to 5.
Yeah.
Count to 5, Nate, will you, if you can? You up with that coffee.
Counting. How about
and who do you up with that coffee?
That's the only thing that kind of might have irritated me if we real rehearsed.
Connor's a master with the mouth, man.
Dance for me, Nate.
Pause.
Dance for me. And don't look me in the eye when you dance.
Your whole thing. Little crackhead SS. You'll do nothing. Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you will do nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you.
Pack your bag and baby, let's go. See when I enjoy the West Coast. Hit the beach where we can lay low.
Come back over here. Let me talk. I was just giggling at his little soft body. Fuck this little bitch. Fuck. Nick Diaz, ladies and gentlemen.
He even touches him, you're in his arm.
What are you gonna do? You'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. You're a threat to the community. You.
Baby, let's go.
Conor McGregor. Oh my God.
Got him. Nice left to the face.
This is a crazy good fight, guys.
They hit him with the Stockton slap.
People want to see. Yeah.
Did you think your brother was in trouble after the first round? Or
Shut it down. Get this shit out of here.
Trying to get out of it. Conor's in serious trouble. 1 minute on the clock. Diaz gets the out.
Got him in that rear naked. Got his back. Yeah, you don't give up the back to a black belt. You don't give up the back to anybody. Tapped him.
Nick Diaz, you just shook up the world. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
The rematch happened shortly after. McGregor wins in a controversial decision.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm more for
It
sure
was a good fight, though.
lose that fight, you know what I'm saying? But
I think everybody in this room wants to see number 3.
The trilogy will never happen. McGregor will go on to fight Floyd Mayweather, while Nate...
And now I got to fight ranked 27 ranked fighters and work my way back up, and he's the double champ.
The UFC uses Nate to hype up other contenders. So he loses to Masvidal, and Masvidal goes on to get a title shot. He loses to Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards goes to get a title shot.
Like, you have to really check the history books, though. Like, everybody that fight gets the title fight, so why?
so I'm making big money deals for everybody else.
Congratulations to Leon.
It's hard, you know what I mean? Like, to watch my brother to go into this thing when I wasn't like a part of the whole system.
I took harder punches watching that than I ever did in sparring or in any fights. It's just my brother, it's my baby brother, you know? It's hard to watch him fight.
I'm like, this isn't going good for us.
Would you prefer he stopped fighting at this point?
Oh, of course, but I'm sure he would prefer me stop fighting too.
I wanted to start a school and teach some of the week, and that should have worked out, but you know, I had a few people kind of screw me around, and then I realized like I don't really have that many real friends. And I said, man, I'm really like, I'm in big trouble now.
Are you happy, Nick? Are you happy in life? Is life good?
No.
Yeah.
My brother just got kicked in his face, and I've been having a really hard week.
And I can't blame anybody really. It's my fault for making those few wrong turns that I did.
Nate has only one fight left on his contract, but the UFC doesn't want to give it to him because they know he wants to leave. He won't re-sign.
I'm trying to fight somebody in the UFC. Like
They wouldn't give him a fight.
Nobody don't want to fight. I've been trying to get something busy for a minute.
They
So-
are, for whatever reason,
Wow.
not giving you that fight. How are you feeling about this situation? Prime
holding
of your
them to the
career,
roster.
13 months, no fight.
Nate Diaz has been very vocal recently about saying
They're not gonna let me go. I asked for 20 fights.
you guys have been holding him hostage and all this stuff. He's been trying to get a fight.
When isn't Nate Diaz saying something crazy, you know? This is Nate.
Give me anybody, just let me get the going.
I offer fights. He either accepts them or turns them down.
So he's turning them down?
This is the game I'm not going to play.
Okay.
I said, Nate,
How is that a game,
do
though?
whatever you want to do, kid.
You can't answer the
do whatever you wanna
question.
do.
He's turning fights down, or is he not? Is he? Is he
Kissing on the
not?
lawn out back, and you know.
Nick's suspension ends, but he still owes money to the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
In Vegas was still demanding their money, that the marijuana test that he didn't pass. He had his back on the wall.
To be honest with you, I really don't want to do this. I just got to cut my losses and do this fight. That's just how it is. You know.
So he had to come back and do one fight.
Like you're in a mindset space to walk into that octagon and do what you need to do.
No, but I never do.
Basically, Nick was like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose to Robbie Lawler because he respects Robbie Lawler.
My whole career has been a loss. Like every fight I won, every fight I lost. It was like, yeah, maybe I made the money, but I never got to be like.
You never felt like it was worth it.
What do you mean?
You know.
People love you.
The UFC finally books Nate against the most dangerous fighter in his weight class.
They put him against Kamzat.
Because he didn't re-sign with the UFC gave him the toughest matchup, and that's you, so that he loses in his last fight.
Dana's sending Nate to get slaughtered because Nate's been negative against the UFC.
Like, this is business. You understand the business of this game as well as any fighter I've ever talked to.
And that's why I said, okay, I'll fight whoever. Fight whoever you want.
Man, he ain't give a fuck. That's why I like him, bro. Like,
Nate
people be running from dude. And
After a while, you realize there's more to life. And then,
ready to leave.
Yeah, and then everybody, yeah, okay, buddy. And there's things I could do, but that's not gonna work out, you know. I might as well just go and take my punches. And you know, I see the kids, you know, and I'm like, I try to tell them, you know, hey, like, you know, are you sure you want to do this, kid?
Since I was 17, 18, everything feels like within the same month.
You know, being a fighter is a hard life. You know, I take it like a man. I'm like...
Been feeling like I'm going to war for a long time.
Who does it feel like you're going to war with this week?
Everybody, everything.
Fans, haters, lovers, everything.
Why come back and do this now? Why are you here this week?
It's just what I do.
So why are you still doing it?
It's what I do. I can't live with it, can't live without it. Probably type of thing.
I try to get away from it, but really it's kind of inevitable.
Lawler wise to welcome. Oh, something happened.
What happened? Hey, somebody let me know what happened right there. Like he got knocked down and he just stayed down.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to put on the show for you.
I'll fight forever.
What do you mean forever?
Forever.
Give it up for the Stockton bad boy, Nick Diaz.
Teaches at his school, and Nate started his own fight promotion. That's dope. That's super dope, man. They story. Then they how can you not like the Diaz brothers, man? This is crazy. Alright, y'all. So that was the Brothers that the UFC Sacrificed, Nate and Nick Diaz documentary. That was a dope documentary, man. Patrick Gavia really outdid himself with that one. Yeah, their story is so crazy. Especially Nick's with the girl like that died when he was real young, and he still that was his girlfriend. Like that was like his lover, and killed herself. I just can't even imagine going through something like that at a young age like that. So I gotta give big shout outs to him for getting through that moment and still making his career what he made it. And all the hard stuff they went through, both of them, Nate and Nick, they had a hard life and they were able to make the most of that. And you know, even though times are still tough, times are tough for everybody, and it just is what it is. But it looks like they're doing well in life. Like Nick has his own school he's teaching at, and Nate has a promotion. Good shit, man. I really fucks with both of them. Definitely two individuals I really in the UFC that I really admire. I admire them. That's a big word for me to use too. I admire them. You guys, if you're still here this far into the video, but yet you look down at your screen and that subscribe button is not highlighted, you need to go ahead and join Vision Gang like right now. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can be first to see the videos when they drop. And then after you do all that, go ahead and jab that like button, send this video straight to the moon, Vision Gang. And as always, be safe, give it your all in whatever you're doing in life, and I'm gonna see you guys next time, because I'm your boy DaVizion, and I'm out. Peace.
I got the vision. I had to leave my haters in the past. Told them good riddance. I don't have to prove that I cannot lose. They know that I'm winning. I don't have to prove that I got the juice. They know that I'm dripping. And I am not finished. Cause I got the vision. I had to leave my haters in the past. Told them good riddance.